So, latest update. Lots has happened. We'll start here first. So, all of the plumbing, most of the plumbing is now done to prepare for the sink, dishwasher. The water softener is now in. So, if you can see, I've done the cutout in the base of the cabinet. That's A, because it couldn't fit in with the sink. B, it's also extremely heavy, so it's actually now resting on the floor, so not a bad thing in the end. So that is now back on. This is the diverter for it. So quickly explain what's happening here. This is the rising main in, so this is the main water feed in. It then branches off left to go to the outside taps, because that's unsoftened water. So that goes, we've got two different taps in the garden. The hard water then goes into here, and it then goes down into the water softener. Then this is now coming out as softened water back around to here. So this is cold softened water. So this T here is to go to the sink tap, and then this then buries down in the floor and goes to the back to the boiler and the other taps around the house. So this is cold softened water. This is hot water coming from the boiler ready for the tap. And then the T up here is unsoftened water. That's so we can have unsoftened water from the kitchen tap. So the kitchen tap has got three settings: filtered water, because this actually will go into a filter tap, hot water, and then softened cold water. So other thing with the sink cabinet, to prepare for the sink and the worktop coming in, so as a standard cabinet, you've always got this rail at the top and then a back rail going this way. So I've chopped them both out, flipped this one this way, and the back one's completely gone because there's brackets in there. It doesn't really need to be there. So this now gives plenty of space for the sink and also for the tap to go in at the back. I will screw a rail to the back here to give a bit more support with a little notch out for the tap. And that will give some more support for the worktop. And also a little interview one on the back there for the worktop. And then this one is the bin cabinet, which I've quickly just put in the inners of it. So this is pretty much in now. So soft closed bin, got 3 bins in here. So that's all done now on the inside. I just need to fix the door to it, which is always a bit of a faff. But actually looking at the instructions, this one, whenever you're fitting a door to either a dishwasher or anything like that, they're always a bit of a pain to line up, but looking at the instructions on this, there's adjustments to move it right, left, up and down, so if you don't drill the holes exactly right, there is some tolerance to move that around, so that's good. So over to this side, nothing really happened. This cabinet's ready and done, for the outside that is. At the minute, everything's about getting ready for the worktop templating, so drawers don't need to be in for that, but the units are in. Over here, there's a lot of electrics, as mentioned before, which is a lot easier to access when the worktop's not in, so I'm trying to finish that, which is pretty much done now. Hob, vent heater, boiler, just need to add another one for the extractor fan. So one thing I haven't mentioned before is there's a couple of cutouts in this cabinet. So the first one at the bottom is to access a valve. So this is where the cold main branches out to go, this is actually softened water, branches out to go to the garden office. So that's an isolator from inside the property if we ever needed to turn off. And then the one in the corner is for a magna filter of the boiler. So that's a serviceable item, so you need to be able to unscrew that once every couple of years. So these carousels can unclip and come out if you need to access it. Another day, another tool. This one isn't a new one, it's one I've had a while, but this is for drilling holes in cabinets for Blum drawer runners. So Blum drawer runners, if you don't know, they're the Rolls Royce of drawer runners. So this allows you to do proper spacing. It also allows you to put the proper solid fixing in. The fixing that comes with, which I had in my pocket a second ago, is a very weak screw, but this jig allows you to put in what's called a Euro screw, so quite a thick, chunky screw that gives solid support for the runner. So I've just been using this to get the first set of drawers in. So the 3 drawers over here, looks like 2, so we've got an inner drawer as well, which is quite nice. So these are both in now. And then just moving on to the unit where the hob is. So this is a 1000 wide unit. So similar configuration with 2 drawers and an inner drawer. But to be able to get the inner drawer working, because there's some quite specific tolerances for gap between the bottom of the induction hob and anything underneath. So I've had to lower these runners down by about 15 millimeters, so I can lower the inner drawer down enough to have a decent enough clearance for airflow. And because actually in the induction hob, it does heat up quite a lot, so it will actually heat stuff up in this drawer. So that gap is important. And so I've just got the runners to do for the inner drawer, and then I can fit these drawers, one of which you can just see here, which is ready to go in. So we're over here in the workshop this morning. We've got some plinth board to rip down again for the edging detail for the side of the cupboards. So I'm going to rip this into a couple of small strips firstly, and then I'll show you the second step after that. So here now is, you can see this has got a bevel on it, and the reason we do that, for the corner junction where it meets the wall, if you look down on that profile, so this is where the wall is, so it means when we scribe the wall there's less material to cut to scribe into the wall. So that's now ready to cut down to size to do the end panels for the breakfast room part. Here I'm using the Jigsaw with a blade specially for good cut on a laminate board. So I'd already marked to scribe this into the wall, and now I'm running along with the Jigsaw exactly on the edge of the pencil line, and I've got an extractor, vacuum extractor as well, so I can get a clear sight of the line. And this unit is going to go to the left in the breakfast room. It's just a standard 600 base unit. So you can see here, and going right up the line, you can also see that the blade's giving a perfect cut. So here I'm just using a end filler board, decorative end panel, just marking up the exact height that I need. So I'm using this to do a custom make a unit for the wine fridge. So just marking it for height, and then I'll use the Festool and the guide you can see here. I'm also using the Festool right angle attachment, so I don't need to clamp it or mark twice. This holds it nice and square. Then that'll be trimmed and move on to the next one and start assembling the unit. So we've got the end panel here to the right where the wine fridge is. So as you can see, we've got a standard side return bit of fillet here. These are all cut to 26mm to match all the end wall details. Now, you think this looks nice tight fit. However, this wall is not level at all. So you can see the bubble way off to the left. So this needs scribing. So how we're going to do this is going to put the little wedge in here, and then just keep sliding this wedge down till you're happy with it, which is about there. Now, tool of the day. Got a little scribing tool, and it's on the smaller setting. And now we're going to run down the wall. Okay, and there we can see now we have a perfectly parallel line to scribe. Now it's hook up with the jigsaw, and then I'll show you the fit after. Just trimmed this line now with the jigsaw, as you saw in a previous clip for the other side. So, moment of truth, slide into place. Now this time, without the wedge, it should be plumb spirit level. So let's have a look, shall we? There we go. Bang level, and then a nice tight line as well. So it's just going to be a dry fit for now. So we're in the breakfast room now. This is a room we haven't really covered particularly much yet. So on the right hand side here, we've got a wine fridge. So that's a completely custom unit I've made. To keep it as small and clean as possible. So it's all made up from end panels, and then this is what you saw me dominoing in a previous clip to get these rails in. So that's not glued in yet, so this is currently just in as a dry fit to get ready for the templating for the worktop, so that's ready now. So later I will take it out and glue it all up. So that's that side. And on the left side we've got a standard 600 wide unit. That originally was going to have one door, but we just realised now, because of the conservatory wall that comes out here, we're probably going to go for 200-300 doors. And then above here is going to be a tall kind of dressy unit, which is going to be custom made as well, which has got glass fluted doors, so that's going to be a nice feature. And that will go right the way down to the worktop to open out to use as sort of a coffee area, and over there kind of a drink serving area. So everything in here is ready now for worktop templating. So all the units are fixed in. I've also just added a couple of blocks here which represent an end panel that's going to go on. So one on the front, one on the back, just in case they're a bit fussy when we come to template it. So they can properly measure off that, and I've done one on this side as well. So in here is all, and the two units there are all ready now to measure up in a couple of days.